there are women who can't do small talk, who won't settle for lukewarm relationships, faded emotions, half answers. Women who don't just want to be loved, they want to be understood. Who look you in the eye and truly see you. And the truth is, most people don't know how to handle them. Because a deep woman asks you to be present. She challenges you to open up. She's not pretending to be perfect, she shows you her scars. And in doing so, she invites you to show yours. But how many people are really ready for that kind of intimacy? Very few. Because that gaze, that truth, it strips away the masks. And most people, honestly, run away. In this video, we're diving into something many avoid, the fear of emotional authenticity. Because most of the time, it's not that you're too much. It's that the other person is too closed off. And every time you love deeply, feel everything intensely, speak without filters, someone pulls away. And you're left wondering if something's wrong with you. Who is a deep woman, really? Why does she scare people so much? And how can you live that depth without shame? Get ready. Because if you've ever felt too much, maybe you're just too real for half-hearted souls. A deep woman isn't defined by how she looks, but by what she feels. She doesn't live on the surface. She lives in depth. She hears what isn't said. She feels what others overlook. She walks into a room and instantly senses tension, disconnection, unspoken truths. She's the kind of woman who asks you a simple question and can read your soul in your answer. Being a deep woman doesn't mean being dramatic, unstable, or complicated. It means being rooted in emotion, with sharp emotional intelligence and a sensitivity that can feel uncomfortable to those who are used to avoiding pain. A deep woman isn't afraid of silence. She doesn't run from difficult conversations. She doesn't settle for "I'm fine" if she knows it's a lie. She feels before she even understands. She's often misunderstood. Labeled as too intense, too much, too complicated. But the truth is, she's just not pretending. She doesn't conform. She refuses to shrink herself to make others more comfortable. Her intensity isn't a flaw. It's being fully alive. In a world where so many are disconnected from themselves, she is connected. And that connection scares people. Deep women ask uncomfortable questions. They want to know what you truly feel, not just what you say. They can't stand shallow relationships, vague answers, or half-kept promises. They prefer a painful truth to a comforting lie. They can't fake that everything's okay when inside, they're falling apart. They crave authenticity. As they grow up, many of them learn to hide. To appear lighter, simpler, more acceptable. They've learned to pretend to be less. But deep down, they've always known they were different. And not because something is wrong with them, but because they feel deeper. More deeply, more honestly, more bravely. Being a deep woman is a strength. Even if it often feels like a burden. But it's not. It's a rare gift. A capacity to see the world with open eyes, an exposed heart, and truth as her compass. And if you've ever asked yourself, why do I always feel out of place? Maybe it's because you were never meant to stay on the surface. Emotional depth is scary because it forces people to feel. And for many, feeling is something to run from. In a world that teaches us to function instead of feel, someone who looks into your eyes and asks, "Tell me the truth," is unsettling. They leave no room for masks. They hold up a mirror to your soul. A deep woman doesn't accept surface-level answers. She truly listens. She watches you while you speak. And she notices the contradictions between what you say and what you really feel. That can be terrifying, because most people aren't used to being seen that clearly. Depth doesn't let you hide. It demands presence. It forces you to feel, to confront, to go within. People who are disconnected from themselves often perceive depth as a threat. Not because the other person is doing anything wrong, but because they reflect everything you've been avoiding. A deep woman becomes a mirror. And many can't bear to see their own reflection. Her vulnerability disarms. Her authenticity makes others uncomfortable. Because she doesn't pretend. She doesn't wear emotional armor. If she's angry, she says it. If she's hurt, she shows it. And that terrifies those who've survived by repressing feelings, avoiding pain, and building walls so thick, they no longer know what they feel. Loving deeply also means risking. It means opening up, being hurt. And not everyone is willing to go there. Many prefer light, simple, safe relationships. Not because they're happier, but because there's less to lose. No real emotional investment is required. A deep woman won't let you stay in that gray zone. She asks for truth. She demands presence. And for someone who has never done any inner work, that's unbearable. Because her depth exposes your disconnection from yourself. She's not the problem. It's what she awakens in you that stings. It's easier to say you're too sensitive than to admit I can't handle what I'm feeling. It's more convenient to walk away than to stay. And so, those who feel too much, get left behind too often. But the truth is this, those who can't handle your depth, most likely haven't yet learned to handle their own. Sometimes they don't say it out loud. They don't tell you you're too much. But you feel it. You see it. You sense it, in the small changes, in the sudden silences, in conversations that go from flowing to cold. When someone can't handle your depth, they rarely admit it. But they show it, through distance, tension, and the way their eyes shut down when you start speaking your truth. They begin to avoid certain topics. They say things like, "You're overthinking. You take things too personally. Why do you always complicate everything? You're too sensitive." These might sound harmless, but they carry a clear message: the way you feel is too much. You'd be easier to handle if you were simpler. Lighter. Less emotional. Or they slowly drift away. Their messages become shorter. Their tone less warm. They change the subject every time you get real. And you're left wondering if you did something wrong. But often, it's not about that. It's about the fact that you revealed something they don't know how to hold. Your emotional transparency becomes a mirror. And not everyone is ready to see their reflection. When someone is disconnected from themselves, your truth makes them uncomfortable. Because it highlights everything they've been running from. Some people react with sarcasm. Others with coldness. Some simply disappear. Not because you're hard to love, but because you're hard to ignore. You make them feel. Reflect. Show up. And not everyone wants to do that. Some stay, but try to fix you. They tell you to let it go, stop overanalyzing, lighten up. But it's not about fixing you, it's about understanding that you're wired to feel deeply, not to shrink yourself just to survive. The signs that someone can't handle you aren't always visible to the eye, but your heart notices them immediately. Don't take them as judgments of your worth. See them for what they are, indicators of someone else's emotional maturity. Remember, you don't need to shrink to fit into lives that are too small. When someone can't hold your depth, it doesn't mean you're too much. It just means they're not ready for everything you are. A deep woman is a quiet force. She doesn't always raise her voice, but when she speaks, she leaves a mark. She carries an energy that transforms. Not because she wants to change others, but because her mere presence moves what is stuck. She's like water carving stone, gentle, but persistent. She's walked through her own hells, faced pain, learned how to be alone, how to fall, how to rise. And for that reason, she's developed a strength that doesn't make noise, but is deeply felt. A deep woman listens without judgment. She holds space for you, even when you're broken. Not because she idealizes you, but because she knows what it feels like to fall apart. Her love isn't light, it's real. She doesn't love you for what you show. She loves you for who you are, even when you can't show it yourself. Her ability to see beyond appearances is a rare gift. She sees beauty where others see confusion, strength where others see weakness, light even in pain. Depth isn't just emotion, it's intuition. It's vision. It's refined emotional intelligence that reads between the lines, that senses before it understands, that picks up on what most overlook. In a world that rushes, she slows down to feel. She's not afraid of silence, because she finds answers in it. Deep women don't seek perfect relationships. They seek true connections. They don't get lost in surface details, they go straight to the core. And when they love, they do it with their whole heart. With care. With devotion. With a presence that heals. They don't need constant attention, they need truth, consistency, and a safe space to be fully themselves. Often, people realize their value only after they're gone. Because their power doesn't lie in loudness, but in the emptiness they leave behind. They don't overwhelm, they penetrate. And once they leave, you never forget how they made you feel. Being a deep woman is a blessing, even if the world tried to convince you otherwise. But here's the truth, you're just too real for those who live on the surface. And when you finally meet someone who can truly see you, you'll realize, your depth has always been your superpower. Being a deep woman is often a lonely journey, but it's one of the most authentic paths you can walk. In a world that asks you to be less in order to be loved, you chose to be whole. To feel. To stay true to yourself. And even though it's cost you tears, rejection, silence, it's also given you something rare, truth. You've realized that your sensitivity isn't a weakness, it's a compass. That your intensity isn't a flaw, it's the strength with which you live, love, and breathe. And if your emotions scare someone, that's not your failure. It's a reflection of their limits. You're not here to be understood by everyone. You're here to connect with those who truly see you. With those who aren't afraid of your depth, your real questions, your meaningful silences. You're here to love with your whole heart, but also to protect yourself from those who can't hold you. For too long, you were made to feel too much. But the truth is, you've always been exactly who you're meant to be. And the ones who can truly see, hear, and hold you, will never ask you to be less. Maybe it's taken you years to understand this. Maybe you're just beginning. But remember this one thing, your depth is not a burden, it's a gift. You're not hard to love. You're impossible to forget. And if this video touched something in you, if even one sentence felt like home, then know this, you're not alone. There are many of us here. Different. Real. Deep. Drop a comment below. Share your story. Send this video to a friend who needs to hear that she's perfectly enough, just as she is. Subscribe to the channel for more content that speaks to your heart, not just your mind. Like this video if it felt true, not just sounded true. And save it for those days when you forget how precious you really are. Because never forget, the ones who truly see you will never make you feel too much. They'll make you feel at home.